In today's live stream video, I'm going to discuss news and current events that affect us as resellers. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I have a live stream, and I usually interview another reseller, and I have them share their tips, tricks, and techniques to help make us more successful and profitable resellers. So if you're a reseller, then you are in the right place. Just want to pop in the chat and say hello to a few people. I know Bobby, the Cap Guy JT was here earlier. Randy was here. Bobby is back. Thank you for joining us. Randy is back. Lisa C, always good to see you. Randy, it's your birthday. Wasn't aware of that. Happy birthday, my friend. Michelle, thank you for being here. Lucky 7 Auction. Nice to see you here. New face. I know I've seen your name in the other chats. Thanks for popping in today. Again, guys, as I've said in the past, and most of you that know me on a regular basis know I just don't throw things out there on the willy-nilly, so to speak. So when I ask for things, I the reason I'm asking for them. So again, I don't have a guest. I apologize. I tell you guys what I do is I try to keep update on the current events that are affecting us as resellers. I monitor some of the other videos. I monitor some of the Facebook reselling groups, and I also subscribe to several different e-commerce newsletters. So when I don't have a guest, I do research articles, and I try to come up with content I feel that is valuable to us as resellers. So again, just a reminder for those of you that didn't watch last week's video, John, the Bam Pickett and Grin, is actually on vacation. So he was our guest last week, and we talked about how he uses reselling as a side hustle to help, finance his, he had an air conditioning system go. He had to replace his whole air conditioning system. Well, he's on vacation this week, so he's using the money that he made reselling in a side hustle to go on vacation. So, John, if you're watching this video, hope you have a great vacation. So, okay, guys, appreciate you all being here. So let me get back into the I like to call it the meat and potatoes. I keep saying Rachel Strickland's not here. One of these days, Rachel will pop in my chat, hopefully. so I know when I say we'll get to the meat and potatoes of the video live stream. I did what I did is I pinned the StreamYard link at the top of the comments. It's in the chat earlier. So it's up there. So if you guys want to join me after the news portion of the show, I'd appreciate just a general reselling chat. So we can go into that. Susan, yes, it's been a minute since you've been in my chat. I appreciate you popping in. I want to say hello to you. I saw you comment in the chat. So anyway, I'm going to get into a couple of these articles, like I said, guys, and I have the StreamYard link pinned. I didn't want to reach out. I know some of my go-to people, like, I know Randy was saying hello to Mike Flipping Goodies, and my understanding is speaking with Randy, and Mike is on vacation, but every time Mike goes on vacation, he works. So apparently he's helping his son do some kind of work on his home. So if Mike pops in the chat, so we'll say hello to Mike. So I didn't want to reach out to Mike or reach out to, there he is. Okay, Mike, you're taking a break between your construction work at your son's place. Appreciate it. Okay, we'll get started, guys, on the news section. Again, like I said, I have the StreamYard link pinned at the top of the chat. So if I do my news section, if anyone pops in, we can just talk about reselling in general. So I appreciate it. Okay, let's get into the meat and potatoes, as I like to say. So anyway, this was a little disturbing. I saw this article in one of the newsletters. Top news story advises buyers on canceling eBay orders. Just what we need, right? A headline on Google News this week read, "How to cancel order on eBay and how to contact seller." That brought visitors to an article on USA Today website titled, "Won the auction but changed your mind? How to cancel an eBay order." The article pointed to the eBay cancellation policy and stated, "Luckily, not all sales on eBay are final, and depending on when you change your mind, it won't be too difficult to cancel your order. But by and large, eBay says it's up to the seller whether you get your money back," and it went on to describe the process. While eBay lets it up to the seller to determine how they will handle cancellations, there are some disincentives for honoring a cancellation request from a buyer. eBay's How Sellers Can Cancel an Order help page explains cancellations from the flip side and notes that sellers can cancel an order up to 30 days after a sale, even if the buyer paid, but it notes the potential consequences for sellers. Keep in mind, if you cancel an order, you may receive a transaction defect, and this could affect your seller performance level. eBay also notes another possible consequence of sellers canceling orders. When you cancel an order, a full refund will be issued automatically. Once the buyer has been refunded, you may be eligible for a fee credit as per our fee credits policy. eBay points to its fee credits policy page where sellers can learn which fees eBay will credit for canceled orders, which depends on the reason the seller canceled the order. Buyers and sellers should also keep in mind that auctions are a different story. The eBay retracting bid help page explains the circumstances under which buyers should retract their bids, and the eBay canceling bids and managing bidders help page explains the procedure for sellers. The winning bidder wants to back out of their auction purchase and the seller agrees. The seller can make an offer to other bidders, as explained in eBay's Making Second Chance Offers help page. With a second chance offer, a non-winning bidder gets a chance to buy the item at the price equal to their last bid. You can make a second chance offers up to 60 days after an auction ends. So, like I said, guys, to me, that's not great news. USA Today is telling customers how to cancel orders on eBay. So, one of my favorite sayings, I'm big on sayings, it is what it is. So, anyway, and I typically don't run auctions. In my mind, again, this is just from my experience, following other resellers. And unless you have a very unusual, unique product, I typically don't run an auction. And then if I do run an auction, I always have a starting bid. I'm not going to put something up there at 99 cents and then, maybe it's worth $100 and then ends up selling for $50. And then I'm out that, in my mind, that $50 additional that I feel I deserve. So I typically don't run auctions. But again, when I do run auctions, I always, like I said, I always have a minimum bid. Lisa says better to cancel than an I in that return. Yeah, that's true, Lisa. And then that's the other thing. I mean, I'm sure there's Reddit groups and different things where the people know about the how to cancel an order and how to say things like, especially with clothing, they just, instead of saying it doesn't fit, they'll say oh, the color was off or there was a defect or something to that effect. So anyway, it is what it is. And Amazon encourages that, the free returns and whatnot, so it happens. All right, my second article. Again, this is for your Etsy sellers, and quite a few of you are selling on Etsy now, so I figured I would bring this to your attention. You're probably aware of this, but again, for those of you that aren't aware of it, Etsy expands furniture categories, nixes and renames some items. Moses baskets are out at Etsy, while scrub caps and filing cabinets are in. The online marketplace made its latest changes to categories, announcing them on June 30th. Changes in lighting and furniture categories highlight the fact that Etsy isn't just for crocheted or vintage goods. The marketplace has gone after home goods and its potential for higher average selling price, or ASP, with a vengeance. In fact, Etsy CEO Josh Silverman described the strategy in 2019, explaining that Etsy wanted to sell not only the couch cushion, but the couch itself. As this newsletter reported at the time, the CAA told Wall Street analysts how he was changing the search algorithm to execute the strategy. Etsy announced the following changes in its June 30th post. New lighting categories. We've added multiple new subcategories to lighting, including garden lights, pathway lights, post lights, step lights, and deck lights. New furniture categories. We've added new subcategories to furniture, including hall trees, standing coat racks, umbrella stands, and filing cabinets. New scrub cap category. We've added a new subcategory to accessories for scrub cap listings. Changed names of unisex adult clothing to gender neutral clothing. The unisex adult clothing category has been renamed gender neutral clothing. Changed name of entryway furniture to entryway and mudroom furniture. Says we updated the category name to include more types of furniture, removed baby categories. Removed 3 categories for policy reasons: baby nests, crib bumpers, and Moses baskets and hammocks. These items can no longer be sold on Etsy. By the way, if you didn't know what a Moses blanket is, like me, it's basically a woven basket just large enough for the baby to lay in it. Oh, dry mouth here. I'm not used to doing all this talking. Usually let my guests do talking. Excuse me. So anyway, for those of you that sell on Etsy, you should be aware that they've added some new categories and eliminate some other categories. All righty, so that was the second article. Let me get into the third. Let me just 1 second here. Let's see. I wanted to do this here for 1 second. Excuse me. Unfortunately, my allergies aren't cooperating today. It's been super humid and there's a lot of pollen around here today. So I apologize if I cough a little bit during the stream. So anyway, we'll get into this next article. Excuse me. This is an article about eBay. we talked about eBay, how they were selling off different companies that they own, and now they're adding things. Well, basically they're getting into the NFT services, which I believe I mentioned before in a previous news section. But anyway, e-commerce giant eBay files trademark applications covering a wide range of metaverse NFT services. eBay Inc. filed 2 trademark applications with the United States Patent and Trademark Office last week, covering a wide range of products and services relating to non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, and the metaverse. USPTO licensed trademark attorney Mike Condotis tweeted Tuesday, eBay Inc. is coming to the metaverse. He explained the following indicate the e-commerce giant's plans for a virtual goods marketplace, online retail stores with actual and virtual goods, NFTs, NFT exchanges, and NFT trading. One day before eBay filed the 2 trademark applications, the company announced that it had acquired NFT marketplace Known Origin. According to eBay, the 2 companies signed and closed the deal on June 21st. eBay CEO Jamie Iannone described at the time, eBay is the first stop for people across the globe who are searching for that perfect, hard-to-find, or unique addition to their collection. And with this acquisition, we will remain a leading site as our community is increasing, adding digital collectibles. The e-commerce platform began allowing NFT sales in May last year, setting a massive wave of attention in that area. This month, McKinsey & Company said that the metaverse could generate $5 trillion by 2030. By 2030, it's entirely plausible that more than 50% of live events could be held in the metaverse, the company noted. Okay, guys, so again, what I'm saying is, eBay is trying to jump on the NFT bandwagon. For those of you that know Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler, he's been in my chat the last few times, and maybe Chris will pop in the chat today. But he's big on NFTs. In fact, for those of you who know that Gary V or Gary Vaynerchuk, Chris approached Gary V back in the day, early NFTs, and approached Gary about doing an NFT, and Gary felt there wasn't a need for NFTs. Well, now apparently Gary Vaynerchuk or Gary V is heavily into NFTs. So anyway, if Chris is in the chat, he could probably comment on the NFT sales. But eBay bought a company that does NFTs. I'll pop in the chat, guys, to see if there's anything that you guys wanted to talk about. I think I caught everything. Yes, I did. Okay. We'll get into the next article. And again, guys, just a reminder, I do have the StreamYard link posted at the top of the page. If you want to scroll up, or I'll post it in again. So I have, I think, another 2 or 3 articles to talk about, reselling articles. So if you want to pop in after the fact, then we can just talk about reselling in general. I would appreciate it. I'm going to get into a couple of different things. One thing, I'm going to talk about USPS rates, the price increase and how it affects us, and if it affects us. Again, that takes place July 10th, which is this coming weekend, Sunday. Also going to talk a little bit about Amazon and Prime Day, which is, always a big deal. So we get into those articles also. Amazon posts 8 seller tips to get the most out of Prime Day. Okay, when this article was written, it said with just 11 days to go before its big Prime Day shopping event, Amazon published some tips for sellers on Friday to take advantage of the expected boost in traffic. Prime Day 2021 was the biggest 2-day period ever for Amazon's third-party sellers, nearly all of which were small and medium-sized businesses, the marketplace said. That's why I want to bring this up, guys. I know some of you do sell on Amazon, and for the most part, we're smaller sellers, so I wanted to bring this up to your attention. In its first tip for sellers, Amazon suggested sellers use the hashtag #SupportSmall with Amazon on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook to leverage sweepstakes that reward shoppers from buying from small businesses. If buyers enroll in the sweepstakes first. The second tip also requires sellers to take action, this time by creating coupons which incentivize shoppers to make a purchase. If you have a product you want to discount, you can create coupons at any time, even the day before Prime Day starts. When your product appears in shopping results, a green coupon badge appears showing the discount. Amazon provided the following instructions for setting up a coupon to take advantage of Prime Day. Discount of at least 5%. Set the dates to July 12th and 13th. Targeting is Prime exclusive. The ASIN is Prime. Tip number 3, advise sellers to increase their ad budget since extra traffic may result in ads receiving more traffic and clicks than normal. When you go out of budget, your ads pause until midnight the next day, Amazon stated. Tips 4 and 6 also focus on advertising. Adjust your bids to stay competitive and advertise through non-Amazon channels and earn a bonus. Tip number 5, Amazon suggests that sellers create a Prime Day version of the store, which requires approval of at least a week before Prime Day. And it noted, when preparing your store for Prime Day, make sure you add a page for the featured deals widget. It's a great way to add visibility to your products that have promotions such as deals, coupons, or subscribe and save. The widget updates automatically so products only appear in the widget for as long as the promotion lasts. Amazon's 7th tip for sellers was to give plenty of time for Amazon to approve creative-based shopping experience such as stores or A+ content which require moderation in order to be published. The final and 8th tip is ambitious given time constraints. Manager Experiments lets you run A/B tests on your brand's product detail pages so you can see which version performs better. So I wanted to bring that up to those of you that sell on Amazon. Again, quite a few of you are selling on Amazon now. It's it's an alternative marketplace. I would say it's the 800-pound gorilla. So anyway, if you want to selling on Amazon, you're involved in Prime Day. Allegedly, Amazon is trying to help the smaller sellers, and they've been running promotions. I didn't get into it that much because I don't sell on Amazon, but I know they were running promotions where you could get encourage the smaller sellers to get involved, and there was a promotion involved, and you could basically get credits to purchase on Prime Day if you did certain things according to the Amazon, what they were trying to help the smaller sellers. So anyway, thanks for being here, ATL Flippers. Appreciate you popping in the chat. I haven't seen you for a while. It's always good to see you. So anyway, for those of you that sell on Amazon, I'm sure you've been aware of that, but allegedly they're trying to help the smaller sellers now, and that's what they're saying, trying to help the smaller sellers do well for Amazon Prime Day. So again, that is this coming Tuesday and Wednesday, July 12th and 13th is when officially Prime Day starts, or Prime Days, I should say. They have been running promotions for the last week or so. Some brands are running pre-Prime Day sales. So I don't know if any of you have gotten involved in OA, online arbitrage. I'm not telling you what things to do, but you might want to do some research and maybe subscribe to some of these newsletters and things that tell you about where the good deals are. Maybe you can find something that's a really big discount and purchase it from Prime, and then possibly sit on it for a little bit, and then reintroduce it when the price goes back up to the normal price, if there's enough margin, obviously. So that's something to consider. Maybe you can do well by doing online arbitrage, buying things on Prime, and then Prime Day, and then resell them possibly on eBay or Mercari or wherever. So that's something to consider as well. So that's another reason I want to bring up the Amazon Prime Day to your attention. So even if you're not selling on Amazon, maybe you can do some online arbitrage and pick up some things. Okay, we'll get into the next article. And again, a reminder, guys, I do have the link to the StreamYard posted at the top of the chat, and I'll post that in the chat. In fact, let me just do it now, guys. I'll put that in the chat. So if any of you want to pop in, I have 1 or 2 more articles, I believe, to talk about. So we can talk about reselling if you want to pop in the chat after I do this couple articles. I did want to remind, and Bobby is in the chat, Bobby, JT and the Cap Guy, and I believe, I could be mistaken, I believe it's on Bobby's channel. Bobby, if you're still in the chat, let us know whose channel it's on. I don't know if it's on Angie's Resell channel or Bobby the Cap Guy and JT's channel. Again, they rotated every other week on the various 2 channels. So that goes on right after my show, or let's just say at 8 p.m. Eastern is when Bobby and Angie do their show. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, so Bobby, if you're in the chat, let us know what channel your show is on tonight. Okay. This is kind of like a general thing. I mentioned before when I talked about things we can do with the recession. And I should say inflation. We're probably going to go in the recession, but currently it's inflation. But things we can do to kind of help our sales, reselling with inflation taking a hit. I talked about, with the gas prices, kind of trying to routing things, and maybe, routing if you're going out to the grocery store or you're going out to the pharmacy or whatever, and you're going to hit some thrift shops, maybe make like a circular pattern, or again, when I always do this anyway, when I'm going out to yard sales and garage sales, I try to make a circle Usually I try to go, and this is a tip that most of you know already, but I try to go to more higher income areas, so to speak, when there's yard sales. I hit them, and hopefully they're selling some of their things at a higher income, and I get a bargain. And then I kind of route it so I work my way back towards my home. So that way you can kind of save money on gasoline. I was actually surprised that being out last week and early this week, we're running some errands, going to the gym. And I was surprised that gasoline didn't go up. I guess it got to the point where it's so high already that they decided not to push that envelope, so to speak. But again, keep in mind that when you're trying to fight inflation, you got to cut back. So that's the reason I kind of included this article. It's kind of resale related, but it's not resale per se. The category is likely to take a hit as consumer spending slows. Now, this article was actually on a retail website, but it applies to consumers basically. You'll see people making trade-offs in products, explained Jonah Ellen, Chief Product Officer at 1010 Data. Prices keep going up and shoppers aren't down with it. Consumer spending slumped in May, up just 0.2%, the smallest monthly increase this year per Commerce Department data released last week. While the dip may seem marginal, unyielding inflation and a possible looming recession are fueling concerns about what will happen if costs keep rising and consumers keep spending less. When the prices initially go up and inflation hits, people don't know how long it's going to be around for. They haven't adjusted their behaviors, Jonah Ellen, Chief Product Officer at 1010 Data said. But the second time it happens, you start to worry. At which point you start looking at, how do I change my behavior? How do I change my habits to not end up with the same results? Hard hitting. The first retail categories affecting these cases are recurring ones or everyday essentials, Ellen said. They're going to try to penny pinch on their needs so that they can afford the things that they want, he explained. Ultimately, shoppers will start looking for lower price replacements and make trade-offs. Ellen added whether they be switching to private label brands or downgrading from the top tiers to the mid tiers and from mid tiers to low. What consumers are likely willing to spend on, Ellen noted, are experiences like traveling and sticking to self-care routines after spending so much time at home. Premium retailers too should be insulated, since that category is a step below where people start really looking at it and trying to economize, he said. So in other words, like the super premium retailers, the people that have that kind of money, I mean, they're affected by inflation, but it's a pittance to them as opposed to us, the middle class and us that are the lower income and reselling to try to make some extra money. The upper income people aren't affected as much by inflation. The zoom out. While rising costs seem to be out of everyone's control, there are some things retailers can do to brace for impact, starting with understanding customer preferences, Ellen said. There are products that you can raise prices on where there's elasticity in the market, and there's products where if you change the price, you're going to seriously impact your price perception, he said. Retailers need to be very focused on what is overall basket price and how does it feel to your consumer at the shelf in terms of the way they perceive your pricing. Those who really focus on the price perception and put the customer first will come out ahead in this game. So basically they're saying, well, we got to get that out of there, guys. You got to delete that for me. Randy, you didn't delete that? I see that's in there. Let me get that out of there, guys. I apologize. I got to go into my, get that out of here. Okay. All right. They were deleted. All right, moderators, you got to catch those for me, please. I was reading my news article and I was popping in the chat, so they are deleted and they are blocked. So I apologize for that. For guys, like I said, I was reading my news article and I didn't see those notes in there, the spam. So, but they are gone. I don't know why my bot didn't catch that, but it didn't. So anyway, I apologize for that, guys. I was reading my news article and I popped in the chat. I saw that. Okay, this is as far as the USPS price increase, and from what I've read, it's not going to affect us that much. And I just want to make you aware, obviously, that it's going up. It's a couple minor things that might affect us. I want to make you aware of that. So again, the USPS price increase is July 10th. Let me do a screen share on that for you guys. All right. Let's see. There it is. Okay, I moved it over there and I forgot where I put it. Okay, guys, let me do a screen share of that. Hey, Adam, Record Crate, thanks for popping in. Adam, I got to have you on my show one day, and we can talk about record sales. Appreciate you popping in. So let me just share the screen with you guys. Again, this is apparently not going to affect us that much, but I want you to keep in mind that there were several price increases over the last year. So keep in mind that check your pricing of your shipping to make sure that you have adjusted it. Let's see here. USP effective July 21st. Okay. I actually have two of these open. Let me make sure I'm doing the right one here. USPS rate change effective July. Okay. There it is. Okay, we'll make this full screen while I'm reading it. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to read this to you. I just want to do a little share screen with you so you can actually read along. So, again, my research is this particular rate increase is not affecting us that much, but I wanted to share that with you. I'm going to speak about it, and then we'll talk about this. This was on eBay's site. So, the USPS rate increase goes into effect July 10th, which is Sunday, this Sunday. Here's a summary of some of the most relevant changes below. For full details, please visit USPS. Again, this is from eBay's website. While first-class mail rates are increasing, this does not impact rates for first-class package, and most eBay shipments will not see an increase in cost. Okay, this is from eBay's website. We continuously work closely with our carrier partners to provide you with the best shipping rates on eBay labels. While USPS has posted average increases, please remember that the actual change in the rate depends on the weight and the zone. USPS postage rates. Medium mail rates will increase by an average of 9%. First class mail or 1 ounce letter rates will increase 2 cents. First class mail international 1 ounce for letter rates will increase 10 cents. And now some of these USPS special services will affect us. Priority mail, again, I wanted to bring this to your attention. It will now include $100 of insurance free of charge. Previously, it was $50 insurance was provided for free. And I'm sure Randy will comment about trying to take advantage of the insurance services from USPS. But anyway, they're claiming they're raising the insurance from $50 to $100. And they've already raised priority rates in the past. They are not raising the rates this Sunday, July 10th. Rates increases for domestic and international outbound insurance. Signature confirmation will increase 20 cents. eBay delivery service. eBay standard envelope new rate structure. 1 ounce is 57 cents. 2 ounces is 81 cents. 3 ounces is $1.05. It says we encourage you to check the eBay shipping calculator to understand how these changes may impact your shipments. To leverage the pre-negotiated discount on eBay labels for best possible commercial rates. Smart Ship tip. Save up to 15% when you ship eBay International Standard Delivery. Includes protection up to $100. Offers better tracking visibility. Includes late delivery protection for standards, service metrics, and feedback. Smart Ship tip. eBay Standard Envelope is still a recommended low-cost solution for qualifying trading cards, coins, and paper money, postcards, and stamps. It provides integrated tracking and shipping protections. It says, for the most part, our shipping costs will not increase for this price hike, with the exception of media mail and a small increase in the cost of signature confirmation. So that's what I want to bring to your attention, guys. Keep in mind, media mail is increasing 9% approximately, and a signature confirmation is going up, I believe, 20 cents. It says, please keep in mind that there have been few price increases over the last year, which I did mention, and that did affect their shipping costs. So adjust your pricing and consider other carriers besides USPS. So again, that was my comment, not eBay's comment. Again, keep in mind that you want to consider other shipping services. I know Randy and Mike are shipping a lot of their products out with UPS and FedEx. They're using USPS less and less. But I do want to bring to your attention that there is a price increase this Sunday, but for the most part, it will not affect our shipping costs. It's just going to be on the signature confirmation and on media mail. So if you ship out a lot of items through media mail, again, keep in mind that is going up 9%. So what I suggest is you check your shipping costs. Again, you got to keep in mind, guys, it's the cost of doing business. So even if you're doing free shipping, we all know there is no such thing as free shipping. You're building your cost into the cost of the product if you have free shipping. Hello, Kristen. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in the chat. I don't know if you're on the road or not, but I told the people I just had a handful of articles I wanted to talk about. There's Beth. Hello, Beth. Reseller Rowboat. Beth, that reminds me. So anyway, guys, I'm going to post the link again in the chat for StreamYard. If you guys can pop in, that would be great. While I'm thinking about it, I have my bot making announcements, but I want to remind you guys of some things. If you can right now, hit that thumbs up, smash that thumbs up button. Would appreciate it. Allegedly helps drive traffic to the channel. Want to get a lot of thumbs up, and I'll talk about later about if you're interested in this kind of content, subscribing, yada yada yada. But while you're at it, if you haven't smashed that thumbs up, make sure you smash it now. So, gonna pop in. Let's see here, guys. I'm gonna post a link. I told you I want to put that in there. So if anybody wants to pop in, again, guys, I know you're all are very busy, so I didn't want to inconvenience any of you guys by saying, oh, I'm just doing a news segment. If you want to pop in the chat, but again, if you are camera ready, so to speak, and you want to pop in, for 15-20 minutes. Again, I try to keep these shows to around an hour. So again, I want to remind you guys that Bobby and Angie are having their show at 8 p.m. And I don't believe that Bobby posted in the chat what channel it was on. So again, it's the Cap Guy and JT is Bobby's channel, and Angie Resell is Angie's channel. So they go live at 8 p.m. Eastern, right after my show. So you can keep that in mind. Okay, let's see here. All right, we talked about that. I want to post a link in the chat. Okay, we'll do that. Apologize, guys, if you hear a lot of clicking. This microphone picks up a lot of extraneous noises. So if you hear a lot of clicking, that's my wireless mouse. By the way, this is kind of like a side note. If you have not bought or purchased a wireless keyboard and mouse, do yourself a favor. They're very reasonable. In fact, I'll probably knock over half a dozen things when I do this, which is foolish, Adam, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is my favorite. This is the MK270 wireless keyboard and mouse. That's my favorite by far. It's like $20. And I have that on all my computers. And it has a dongle. So you can type, from your desk, or type from a chair, or type from your bed. I mean, I actually have my laptop sometimes on my nightstand next to my bed, so I'll be reading something or typing something. So I'm sitting in my bed and I'm typing, and I'm using my wireless keyboard and mouse, so I don't have to worry about the cords. So that makes it a little bit easier. So I did post that link in the chat. I don't know if anybody wants to pop in. You love your Magic Mouse, Adam? Did you want to pop in again? I don't know if you're at the store, if you're on your phone, or if you want to pop in for a little bit. And again, I did invite Adam to come on the show, and he graciously in the chat said he would. So I'll reach out to Adam. So I'm always wondering, what I should pick up when I'm out, thrifting, or when I'm out yard selling, garage selling, what types of LPs and albums to pick up. Adam's been running a lot of promotions. He calls them the 7-inch records. I use the more generic type of term, 45s, to describe them, but he's running a lot of sales. So if you're not subscribed to Record Crate Adam's channel, you keep that in mind as well. If you guys are into vinyl, he has some great vinyl for sale. And Adams has, I believe, 2 or 3 stores. Adam, correct me if I'm wrong. I know you're in the Raleigh, North Carolina area. You're having a whirlwind evening, Beth. Let's see here. Read your comment. Oh, that's Kristen. Okay, let's see. What did she say here with all these emojis? There we go. Having a whirlwind evening, or you would come in, watch the replay, paddle on, everyone. That's Beth saying, because she's the reseller robo. She says paddle on. So, that one reminds me too, guys. I got sidetracked. I tell you, I'm ADD. For those of you that, okay, Adam says he's not able to come on, perhaps next week. Okay, Adam, I'll reach out to you as far as the, coming on for, schedule as a guest, so to speak. He has 3 stores: Raleigh, Wake Forest, and Salem, North Carolina. So for those of you that are in that area, and again, Adam runs sales periodically. He has an email as well, so you can reach out to Adam if you want to purchase vinyl. You can buy it directly from his sales when he runs them on YouTube. Again, subscribe to his channel, Record Crate, or you can contact him, and I'm sure he can make arrangements if he has a product in his stores, or he can get them for you. He can ship them out to you, via the store, as opposed to if he's just what he just promotes on his YouTube sales. So anyway, you can keep that in mind. So I'm just trying to check my notes to see if there's anything else I missed. Again, keep in mind, like I told you guys, the Amazon Prime days are July 12th and 13th. I'm just curious if anybody in the chat or watching the replay, if any of you do online arbitrage, there might be some opportunities. I'm seeing some really good deals on Amazon Prime days. And again, I told you that they're running some earlier deals prior to Prime days. And that is next Tuesday and Wednesday, the 12th and 13th. So you might be able to do some online arbitrage where you purchase something on Amazon Prime and maybe sit on it for a while. And when the price goes back to normal price, typically when they run these type of sales, and there's some other resellers that do the online arbitrage, everybody kind of lists things early on. So what you can do is, and again, this is my opinion for what it's worth, maybe purchase it now and then wait a few months, and then when the masses have kind of sold through what they have, then you can consider listing your items that you purchased on Prime. So there may be some opportunities for you. So again, that's for Amazon Prime. On the USPS price increase, keep in mind, again, like the eBay, I read you the eBay notice. And again, I had the prices. I have that listed on my my Facebook. That's another thing I want to remind you guys. I have a free Facebook group, and I'm trying to grow that a little bit. There's obviously, it's free. There's no cost. I try to have that as like an information exchange. The only thing I ask is that you guys don't promote your videos and your auctions and those type of things. I wanted to have it as for us, sharing information. I also post a link to my videos to make it easier for you guys to find out, when I'm going live, or what my topic is, and so I post that in that Facebook group as well. So I want to have it where we can kind of exchange information. So maybe you have some questions, which reminds me, I've tried to say this 3 times, I get sidetracked. But for those of you that are clothing sellers, especially women clothing sellers, Beth, that's in the chat, Reseller Rowboat, did a show with Maggie Doodle, and I've had them both on my channel several times. So if you do sell women's clothing, Beth and Maggie did a show yesterday on Beth's channel, Reseller Rowboat, where they talked about some of the brands, women's clothing brands that they do well with, and some of the brands that they don't do so well with. So basically, it was like buy it or not kind of thing. I know Ray Nashville Flicker does a feature on one of his shows where he says, flip it or not, or I could be messing up my verbiage, but basically, would you buy this to flip, or would you not? Would you pass on it? But so Beth and Maggie did a bunch of women's clothing labels, and they said, okay, I find these, and Beth took a bunch of pictures in her thrift store, and your mileage may vary, and maybe certain things you can find in your area that she can find, or vice versa. But they did a really good show. If you sell women's clothing, keep in mind that Beth did that show. It was just this past Sunday on Reseller Rowboat. I don't know if I can do it. I don't want to mess up the chat, guys. So, but keep in mind, write down Beth's name, Reseller Rowboat. So if you do sell women's clothing, you can pop over her channel, and they talk about what labels sell well, what labels don't sell well for them. So again, in Crystal, Rosie's Closet made some really, really neat information, really great tips. And I was joking about Crystal in the chat. I said, Crystal, I need you to come along to my thrift stores when I'm out shopping and show me what to pick up for as far as women's clothing. So I know some of you sell clothing, some of you don't. But if you do sell women's clothing, that's a great video to check out, the live stream that Beth did on the Reseller Robo channel. So, basically it's, buy this brand or buy it or not. One tip that Crystal from Rosie's Closet brought up, which I have heard in the past, and I typically don't do it because I'm not that, I guess, skilled at it, so to speak. But sometimes if you find something, you can list it based on the features or the style. If it's an inexpensive, say, Walmart brand or an inexpensive mall brand, you can promote the features, so to speak, of the brand. I should say the item, not the brand, but the item. And then, take really good pictures, maybe it's, boho or something. And, boho is hot, or, Crystal was talking about the different things that are hot right now in fashion. And Crystal explained that she studied fashion and design in high school. And then she's constantly keeping up with what's current, what's hot right now. One thing that Maggie mentioned on the show as well was that some of these particular resellers, if you can find out, the resellers that sell women's clothing and do very well with them, they have like a trending category. So that's another tip for you guys. If you can go into, if you're selling, women's clothing or even men's clothing, maybe they have a trending category in that store, and you can click on that to see what's popular these days. So I'm just going to pop the link one more time in the chat. So if any of you guys want to pop in, I know this was kind of last minute asking you guys if you want to pop in, and I know it's not always convenient, but if you want to pop in for a few minutes, we'll talk about reselling in general. So other than that, is there anything in the chat, guys, you guys want to talk about? If you can, I'm going to obviously monitoring the chat now. And again, I apologize for, when I was reading my articles, there was some spam that popped in my chat, and I didn't see it till I came back on. So moderators, if you can, you can always delete or block those that feature when somebody puts that spam up. I don't know why my bot didn't catch it, but it didn't. So I did delete it. So I apologize for those of you that might have been offended by it. So, but apparently these bots are attacking some of the live streams. So I did catch it, but after I was reading my news, so I'm not psychic. I didn't realize it happened. Are any of you that want to pop in? Let me know. Trying to think, are there any other topics you guys want to talk about in the chat? Reminder again, I might as well say this before we have anybody that wants to pop on. Like I said, guys, I'm not monetized on this channel. I don't have any sponsors per se, and I have the stream down the bottom about buying me a cup of coffee. Randy was joking, help Adam out, buy him a cup of coffee. So I tell you guys, I live by the golden rule. I'm not very religious, and I'm not political and all that stuff, but I try to support those I feel have provided me a service. So hopefully if you guys are getting something from this, you're learning from my channel, have buy me a cup of coffee. So basically, it's the $5 a cup of coffee. Basically the creator gets most of that money. So it's just a way of saying thank you. And I also have PayPal and Cash App, etc. So if you're getting some value, consider, helping me out. Again, it takes time to produce these shows. It takes equipment. I have subscriptions to things. So if you're getting any value, please consider helping me out. So it doesn't look like anybody wants to pop in the chat. So I wanted to remind you guys, I believe the show is on Bobby's channel tonight, JT and the Cap Guy. If not, check out Angie Resell's channel. They do a live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is coming up shortly in about 15 minutes or so. So you can pop over there. I will pop over there as well. Again, I try to support those who support me, and Bobby and Angie try to support my channel. And I think they have some really good content. Everybody does things differently, but they're both very knowledgeable resellers. And if you're not following Bobby, Cap Guy and JT on Instagram, make sure you follow him, because he has some really neat stuff, and he's very transparent. He posts the sales, he posts his links. Oh, we have Christian popping in. All right.
Hey, how are you? Super good to see you. I expect to see you every Wednesday.
Yes, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I always say the old saying, me and the old sayings, come hell or high water.
Yep, just like a broken record.
if the creek don't rise, Adam will be live every Wednesday at 7 p.m.
No, I'm glad. It's, this is my TV. This is what I watch instead of watching shows.
I watch very little TV anymore, and with sporting events, the things I want to watch are pay. I mean, like all my local teams were on, pay TV, on the local channel. And I spend over $100 just for internet service, and I own my equipment. If I wanted to rent equipment, probably be another $20 just for internet. So I'm not going to pay another $100.
When it comes to sports, I either want to go to a high school game and watch the kids play, or I want to be at the game. So I don't pay extra to have them. I just want to go see them. Or I want to see you guys, and I feel like I'm on my favorite TV shows whenever I get to come hang out with you
Well,
guys.
yeah, and like I said, and everyone's a little bit different. Like I said, on my Facebook group, I don't want people promoting, things, and I want them to share information. But on my channel, I always encourage people in the chat, kind of, it's like a reseller hangout, to
Yeah.
communicate and talk and chat and say hello to their friends. And I just
Yeah.
say, put a capital Q and a couple question marks after if you have a question for me. That way,
Yeah.
my moderators can spot it or I can spot it.
Yeah.
For
Good.
those of you probably that do know that use StreamYard. Hey, Harry, thanks for popping in. Appreciate you. Another channel you
Harry.
guys should subscribe to if you're not subscribed to. Harry finds some really neat stuff down in Delaware.
Yeah.
Where
And
yard
he's got a
selling.
great chat too.
Yeah, well, Harry's a neat guy. He's really interesting.
Yep.
He's more like antique kind of things that he picks up. But
Yeah.
if you're not subscribed to Harry. But anyway, yeah. So like I said, I encourage people in my chat to kind of say hello to each other and exchange information if they want to share things or questions with each other in the chat. And I just say, put a Q, and I learned that from some of the other YouTube channels. It makes it easier for me to spot it. And what I was saying, for those of you that do use StreamYard, again, I don't have the paid version because like I said, I got enough expenses. But what you can do is you actually have on the free version too, you can actually store comments. So what you can do is you can go back and like if I'm scanning for questions, I can actually store the comment, and then I can scroll and there's a section that has like stored comments. So I can go to that. Okay, I have like four questions that I have to address. So instead of me, scribbling down on a piece of paper, I can store them, and then I can pull them up on the screen, share them, and then answering them, and then go through. And so it's a feature that they have. They also added some music, limited amount of music.
You'll have to do like a tutorial and like teach those of us that don't have StreamYard.
There you go, right?
Use it, how to do it. So,
like I said, I had the free version. Like I said, so I mean that's another thing.
Can you record these if you want to, and like save
you
them?
You can record
later?
them if you have a paid version. And there's a certain, and I don't have the paid version, so I don't want them to speak. But there's a certain like data limit that you can download. But you can if you have the paid version. I think there's basic, advanced, and I think that's just like 3 paid levels, I believe. But I have the free version, so I don't
have any of them. I mean, if somebody sends me the link, I can put it on. I know I have to use Chrome and stuff, but that sounds like technical and stuff.
well, it's funny, and I talk about it because I do. I was just thinking about it. I have over 150 live streams on my channel. I think I've done like 3, and again, that's my fault because I have to learn how to edit things. And I know some people, they use like iMovie and all, but I have a PC, so unless I do it on my phone, it's kind of hard to use iMovie.
I use iMovie to do my videos. I just uploaded one just about 20 minutes ago. So, but it takes a little while to learn it if that's not something. I mean, I didn't have that kind of class in school or anything. I had typing literally. So it was like a huge learning curve. So
what's frustrating to me was I took typing in high school and I could never type. Now it's just because I'm doing YouTube and typing things for eBay and things. And it's like I'm getting a little better. I just got to remember. I just kind of know where the keys are, but I can't touch type. But I kind of.
But I paid somebody else to take my typing class for me in school because I couldn't do it.
Well, it's funny. I tell you guys, I share some of my personal information, but I wasn't a cheater in high school or in college.
Oh yeah.
But one thing I did do, I had computers, and I was terrible on computers.
Yeah.
I barely got through that class. Barely.
I didn't have computers. It was not required.
I'm so old. We had punch cards.
You and me are in the same class then.
I made friends with people that were in my class.
Yeah.
And like the next town over, there was a bunch of guys that were, going, because I went to the local, it was the state university, but it was like the local colleges, because I told the story how my father was ill when I was growing up and I had to stay at home, and my parents were kind enough to buy me a car and said, look, Adam, you can't go away to college. We need you here to help your father. I mean, he had Parkinson's, so you need to lift him and help him and be around to help my mother with him. And so anyway, so I went to local college. So anyway, there was a bunch of guys from the local town right next to me that were really computer geeks. So it's like, so they would say, all right, here's your punch cards for this portion. It's like, thank goodness. So I squeaked through the test. I didn't cheat. I barely got through.
Not cheating. It's collaborating.
And the other thing, I wasn't really great in like higher math. So it's funny. I did really poorly in one of the math classes. I took it in summer school. I got an A because every time I had a question, I would ask the professor. But when you're like you're doing a math class in a theater with 500 students, that's not how you teach math.
Yeah, I was really good at math in school, really good at it, but I mean, not as much anymore. I guess I don't apply it. I don't try. I can do all kinds of geometric blah blah blah, but that doesn't apply in reselling.
Harry, I won't get unconnected here, but this is my fault for not listening.
He's high school. It was a calculator. Yes.
I bought 3 of these, not 3 of this particular model.
We're all the same age, guys.
But I bought 3 of the scientific calculators, so I got to test them and list them. So I figured there's probably people that are still out there looking for these.
Yeah.
I paid $2 for 3 of them. So.
And now my kids, they handed everybody a laptop and was like, here you go, school supplies. What? When we were little, you had one computer in the whole school so that we could all play Oregon Trail.
Yeah, I didn't have any computers till high school. Yeah.
And now
there wasn't we didn't even have access to them.
Yeah.
And then I said when I went to college, they had a computer lab.
Yep. But all day, every day. That's all we do now.
This is one of the computer teachers passed around a punch card and explained how it worked. Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to pop on and say hello. And
okay, well, just anything. You said you have a new video loading, right? Or uploaded?
I did. I uploaded a new video tonight. I'm on Sunny Las Vegas's show tomorrow.
Okay.
I got a video coming out on Sunday. Whew, just trying to keep up.
There's Joe Philly Picker. Always good to see you, Joe.
Hey, how are you?
Joe comes over here and finds all the good stuff. He's like, how does he find that good stuff? He'll go to like a Goodwill and find these beautiful sneakers. Like I go to Goodwill, it's like I would have thrown that stuff all in the trash. And Goodwill,
I know.
And Joe finds these like pristine sneakers. How do you find that?
Yep. Some people have a good knack. They got an eye.
Yeah, well, and like I said, I think some of it too is being out there frequently. So if you don't hit those places on a regular basis, you're gonna get lucky.
Yeah. If
graduated in 81, there was no computers. Harry, I graduated college in 82, so I'm older than you.
Yeah, well, we're all about the same age.
We're in the same category, right?
Yeah. So. I'll let you finish up your show.
All right. I appreciate you popping and saying hello. Always good to see you.
Much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, guys. So appreciate y'all popping in. Joe, make sure you watch the replay. And again, Angie and Bobby are doing their show at 8 p.m., which is in a few minutes. So if you want to pop over and say hello to them and pop in their chat. And like I say, guys, I always value your time. And I say your time is your most valuable asset. So I want to thank those of you in the chat and those of you watching the replay for your time. And as always, I will have a show next Wednesday. And again, as I asked prior times, and I'm going to ask again, if you know of any resellers, I can't be in everyone's kind of networking circle, so to speak. So if you know other resellers that want to join me on a Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. to do a show, be greatly appreciated. I have all my contact information in the description section of the video. You can message me through Instagram. I have my email. It's AdamsExploits@gmail.com, etc. So if I appreciate you guys, if anyone you want to pop on the show, and you don't have to be a big time reseller. We just talk reselling in general. So I appreciate that. If anybody wants to pop on the show, I'm always looking for other resellers to come on. So anyway, guys, I shall see you over in Bobby and Angie's chat, and hopefully I'll see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Take care all now.